Welcome back, everybody, to the final Index read-through, Index Imperium number 2. Every other Imperial faction other than Space Marines. So it's a decent-sized book, not as thick as the last one. And as before, we're going to go through it page by page. You can pause and screenshot anything that you want. And another shout-out, finally, to Dylan at Multizone Gatineau for giving us the opportunity to look through all these books ahead of time. It's been really awesome, and I hope that CanHammer fans and supporters out there have enjoyed this opportunity as well. So let's get going with the final book and get underway. So first up we have Astra Militarum. Here we go. So Astra Militarum has regiments. So Custodia, for example, yeah. Yep, Vostroyan, Cadian example. So the ability is Voice of Command. This unit may issue one order per turn to the soldiers under the command at the start of the shooting phase. Orders may only be issued to infantry within 6 inches that have the same regiment keyword as this unit. To issue an order, pick a target unit and choose which order you want to issue. And there you go. And I don't think you have to roll for it. So here are the orders. Here we go. We're going to scream through the Astra Militarum. That's a big page for the tank commander. I hope we see these big, super heavy tanks back in the game because they're just awesome. So here's to seeing some Astra Militarum on the table, and in particular, big ass tanks. Alright, so here's Custodia. It's funny that you can use Castellan Creed even though he died. So Catachan, and Commissars, Commissar Yark, and Militarum Tempestus. And Auxilla, Ogrins, Bulgrins, Ratlings, this dude. So these are all sub-factions of the Astra Militarum. Officer of the Fleet. Valkyries. Alright, here is Astra Militarum points. War gear. Okay, so that's Astra Militarum. Quick fly through. So Adeptus Mechanicus. Alright, so their keywords are Forge World, and you pick the Forge World that it belongs to, and yeah, that's it. For example, Forge World Mars, Lord of the Machine Cult for Mars units. So they have Canticles of the Omnissiah, and all units with this ability gain a bonus during the battle depending on the canticle that is being canted. At the start of each battle round, pick which canticle from the table is in duration for the whole battle round. The same canticle cannot be picked twice during the same battle, or you can determine it randomly. Okay, so if your Battleforged units only receive the bonus if every model in their detachment has this ability. Okay, so here are the canticles. And that was Adeptus Mechanicus, and this is Cult Mechanicus. And that's all the same thing. So it seems like Adeptus Mechanicus and Cult Mechanicus are the two different sub-factions within this faction. So I think all these things are going to share the same keywords. So here's Call. I wonder if he's unkillable. So 2+ save. Then he gets 5+ invuln. Heals D3. No, so he's not even half as unkillable as he used to be. Toughness 6, wounds 8. So he is definitely killable now. He doesn't even have a feel no pain anymore. The re-rollable feel no pain that he used to have. So he's definitely been toned down in terms of survivability. Again, Adeptus Mechanicus and Cult Mechanicus, both keywords. Okay, so these ones, the servitors only have Adeptus Mechanicus, not the Cult. They're so far the only people without both. And then Skitarii are in there as well, Adeptus Mechanicus and Skitarii. So Adeptus Mechanicus is the overall faction, I think, like Astra Militarum. And then Cult Mechanicus and Skitarii are kind of the sub-factions of Adeptus Mechanicus. Alright, add mech points. And war gear. Okay, Questor Imperialis, or Imperial Knights. So they get household factions, sub-factions. Yep, and that's about it. No other special rules. Alright, so the thing about Knights is that they are what's called Titanic. And what this allows them to do is this. And different models have a different of the former super heavies that are now Titanic have this rule that are just called different rules, but it's the same. So they can fall back and still shoot and charge in the same turn. When they fall back, they can move over infantry models, but it must end its move more than an inch away. So you can still block them if you don't allow their big bases to go where they need to go. So you can't hem them in as easily as before, but you can still block them from moving in areas by spreading your people out. And it can move and fire heavy weapons without penalty, and it gains a bonus to save in cover only if at least half the model is obscured. So Imperial Knights are 420, are more expensive, and they have 24 wounds now with a 3+ save, toughness 8. And now they have a 5+ invuln as well, not the rotating shield that they used to have. And of note, you have to kill them at least half dead before they lose effectiveness, it seems. So that battle cannon now is pretty good. 72 inches, heavy, 2d6, strength 8, -2 rend, d3 damage. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think the battle cannon is the way to go. Here's the Warden. And the Warden, the Gatling cannon is now heavy 12, strength 6, -2, 2 damage. That's still pretty good too. So I think that you do a battle cannon and a Gatling cannon, that's pretty good. The chainsaw is not D anymore, so it's strength 12, -3 AP, D6. That's not D6, 6 damage. So that's also pretty good. Alright, here's Knights, points, and war gear. Alright, Adeptus Ministorum. So the Ministorum is basically Sisters. That's the new name for Sisters, is Adeptus Ministorum. They've rolled it into the Ministorum. So they get orders, like Orders of Our Martyred Lady, blah, blah, blah. So Acts of Faith. Here's their Acts of Faith. Still not that good, I don't think. And they also get Shield of Faith. And they get Zealot, which is kind of like Zealot formerly. Alright, let's go. Okay, so Sisters, Adeptus Sororitas, actually a sub-faction of the Ministorum. So here's Celestine. Celestine is hard to kill, so she's got 2+ armor, toughness 3, so not that hard to wound, 7 wounds, and her Gemini only have 2 wounds, 2+ armor. And she has 4+ invuln, and her Gemini also have 4+ invuln. And you can bring your Gemini back again, and on a 2+ on a d6, she is back with all her wounds restored. Yep, cool. So that's Celestine. Ministorum points, and war gear. So now we have the Telepathica. Here's the Psychanative discipline. Obviously doesn't involve summoning anymore. And they are actually subfaction of the Astra Military here. So there's the Primary Psyker, Weird Vein Psyker, Astropath. Okay, and then I'll take you to their points. So their points are here. And warrior. Okay, onward to Sisters of Silence. So let's see if they've changed at all. So reroll failed wound rolls when attacking psychers in the fight phase. Psychic Abomination. So never be targeted or affected by psychic powers. Enemy psychers subtract 1 from psychic tests and deny the witch when within 18 inches of each unit to a maximum of -4 for each unit with this ability that is within 18 inches. So it's an automatic 18-inch bubble regardless, and it stacks. Wow, major peril trouble there. There's no effect while the unit is embarked in a transport. But let's see if the rhinos have kept their abomination rule. So the prosecutors are the ones with the bolt guns. And they can target characters that are psychers. Okay, cool. The Vigilators are the ones with the Great Blades. And they do mortal wounds against certain people. The Witch Seekers are the ones with the Flamers. And the Null Maiden Rhino, let's see, so it's a normal Rhino. And no, just it does not have Psychic Abomination anymore. Okay. And here's the points for the Sisters of Silence and the war gear. So the Rhino is 70 like every other Rhino. And the Sisters are pretty cheap, 11 points, 11 points, 12 points with the swords. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, Assassins. So, Assassins get independent operative and never be a warlord. They can set this model up in concealment. You can put it in any of your movement phases. This model can reveal its position. Set it up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches from an enemy model. And they get 4+ invuln, lightning reflexes. Alright, let's have a look at these guys. So there's the Vindicare. So 2+ to hit, 5 wounds, 6+ save with 4+ invuln. The rifle 72-inch, strength 5, -3 AP, D3 wounds. Invulns cannot be taken against the sniper rifle. Weapon wounds infantry units on 2+. And Deadshot means it can target characters even if it's not the closest. In addition, each time you roll a wound of 6+, the damage for the attack is D6 rather than D3. So this is a real character killer. And no bonus for cover. And hard to hit him, -1 to hit. In cover, it's -2 to hit this guy. So that's pretty good. He's a character killer. He's lost the other things in terms of tanks and stuff like that, but he's a definite character killer from long distance. Calidus Assassin is here. Similar stats. Only 5 wounds. Oh no, same, yeah, 5 wounds. The Neural Shredder is now roll 3d6 if a unit is hit by this weapon. If the roll is equal to or greater than the target unit's highest leadership characteristic, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. Phase Sword, no invuln saves. So, not that good. Okay, so this is the only model so far that I've seen in all 5 books which can set up closer ever than 9 inches from the enemy model. D6 plus 3 inches. and you can make opponents spend extra command points to use their stratagem. I guess that's her manipulating rolls and stuff. Cool. Eversur, so has 6 wounds, and the pistol has 4 shots, reroll failed wounds against infantry. The gauntlet, not that good, and power sword and melt-a-bomb. Okay, and he still does a meltdown, and he can charge on a 3d6 and adds 2 attacks. He already has 6 attacks. The other guys have 5 attacks, so he has 1 extra attack. Okay, not that good. And the Calexis is only 4 attacks, and the Speculum, assault d6 if it's assault d3, but it uses d6 if there's psychers nearby. Strength 5 minus 4 AP. Psycho grenades, and has the abomination rule, and you can't take armor saves against it, and you hit it only on a 6+ in combat and shooting at it. So same thing, snap shooting at it. And it can target psychers even if they're not the closest, if they're characters. Okay, so assassins were as expected. I think probably the Vindicare still comes out on top. The Collection is still not as good as Sisters, so the Vindicare still comes out on top as the best assassin. Let's look at their points though. So here we go. So the Calexis is only 80, 85, and the Vindicare is 90. So it is the most expensive assassin. They've all come down in price though. So that's reasonable. Here's their war gear. Okay, onwards. Almost done. So Inquisition. So there's Hereticus, Xenos, and Malleus as before. They get their keywords as the ordo that they're in, and they get Quarry. A unit with this ability gains a bonus when attacking certain type of enemy. Okay, so here they are. Ordo Malleus is versus Chaos and Demons. Hereticus is versus Chaos or Psychers. Xenos is versus Chaos, Imperium, or Unaligned Faction. So anything other than Chaos, Imperium, and Unaligned. And Specialist, you can reroll, hit rolls of 1 for specialist units if the target has a character keyword. Okay. Authority of the Inquisition. Units with this ability can embark on any Imperium transport, even if it's not normally permitted because of faction keywords. Cool. And the Telethesia discipline. So Terrify, Warp Charge 6, enemy units within 18 inches must subtract 1 from leadership and cannot overwatch. Mental Fortitude, Warp Charge 4, Imperium units automatically pass morale, and Dominate, Warp Charge 7. Enemy character, you force them all to shoot a weapon or single close combat attack. Okay, so it's like the Genestealer cult ability to take control of one character. Here we go. Greyfax. Karamazov. Kodiaz. What does Kodiaz do now? So 2+ armor. Cyber Eagle actually has a thing now. He's got a demon hammer still. Friendly Imperium units use his leadership. Enemy unit set up on the battlefield after the game has begun. You can select a friendly Ordo Malleus unit within 6 inches of Inquisitor Kodiaz and use it to fire Overwatch on the enemy unit that's just been set up. So that's fine, but you have to Overwatch. So you're hitting on 6. And he's a Psyker. So Kodiaz has been nerfed. And he doesn't affect your roll anymore, obviously. Just a generic Inquisitor. Ordo Malleus Inquisitor and Terminus. Terminator armor. Acolytes, Demon Hosts, Jokero. Okay, so that's the Inquisition done. Let's look at their points. Here's Inquisition point values. Let's look closer here. Kodiaz is still 100 points. Greyfax is less than Kodiaz, only 85 points. Interesting. Okay, and here's the war gear. Okay, Custodes. I'm really hoping that Custodes gets all the shit that's in 30k. It doesn't seem like they get it right now, but hopefully if a codex comes out, they're going to get that stuff. Because they're becoming part of the Indominus Crusade now, so we must be getting more stuff in 40k for Custodes coming soon. I'm hoping. So here's the normal Custodian and the Dreadnought. And the Land Raider, same as what we had before. So nothing special for Custodes, I'm afraid. And here's their points, right at the back of this book. Here's the points. Expensive. 40 points each. And there's their war gear. I just want to look at the Guardian Spear, what it does. Let's see, Guardian Spear. Didn't do anything. So there's no more block mechanic, which was really crappy. The way they implemented it, it's a great idea, but the way they implemented it was very unwieldy. So there is no more anyway. So, and then at the end of this book is fortification. So Aegis defense line, the Bastion defense line, the bunker, and the VSG. So 18 wounds with an invuln save. And the void shields are the same, so 12-inch projections, wholly within there. It eats it, and it has to take the invuln save. The value of the invuln save is 4+. Oh, no. So what it is if you're within 12 inches of the void shield generator, you get a 4+, 5+, or 6+ invuln save. That's not bad. We'll see how many points it is. Here's the Sky Shield. Okay, and you don't take the shields down anymore, you just have to destroy the building. Okay, here's the fortification points. So the Void Shield generator is 190 points. I don't know if that's worth it for an invuln, but anyway, you can decide. And here's the war gear. War gear for fortifications. Okay, that is Imperium Index number 2, and that is the end of this super special series on 8th edition, on the new 8th edition books for read along. So thank you very much for joining us and for supporting CanHammer. As always, you can find us on Facebook, here on YouTube, on Instagram at CanHammer_YT. And if you really like what we're doing and would like to support us and help us do more of these things, then please consider supporting us at patreon.com/CanHammer. Once again, final shout out to Dylan at Multizone Gatineau for giving us the starter set and all the indexes to look through in the past few days. And just to let you guys know that we're going to be releasing a how to play video in the next couple of weeks before release. And then on the Sunday after release, we will be doing a whole gaming day of gaming and playing and just talking about 8th edition. And we will be live streaming some of that. And there will be battle reports coming out of that. So, so please stick with us as we get closer to release date for Warhammer 40k. And good night.